Welcome to Viral Story.
This toddler surprised everyone when he spoke out at his adoption hearing. When it comes to parenthood, it truly is a moment that will change your life and perspective forever. For one couple, when attempts to have a child failed, they turned to adoption as an alternative. The choice would radically change their lives and bring them together in ways they never thought possible. On the day of their son's adoption, both Mandy and Tyler Palmer were overwhelmed by emotion. The day was a culmination of years of proving they were suitable parents and could raise their son in a healthy and happy home. While they were waiting for the judge's decision, they thought back on the long road to get to this point, and then their toddler spoke out, shocking them both. A long time before Tyler and Mandy met, Tyler served in the United States Army. As part of the 101st Airborne, he served in Afghanistan only 3 weeks after he finished basic training. While he was proud to serve his country, the times in Afghanistan were extremely difficult, both mentally and physically. After his time in Afghanistan concluded, Tyler was more than ready to return back to the United States and his loving family. And things were about to get even better for Tyler because he was about to meet the woman of his dreams. Shortly after returning home, Tyler met Mandy. They began dating almost immediately and fell in love. Unfortunately, Tyler was given the news he was being deployed to the Middle East once again. Thankfully, he knew his relationship with Mandy had a strong foundation, but it was difficult leaving her, especially since Mandy struggled with medical issues, one being Crohn's disease. The couple spent a year apart during his deployment, but when Tyler returned, Mandy was in for quite the surprise. He was deployed for 9 months, and 1 month after he got home, he proposed, and we got married a few weeks later, Mandy said. Almost immediately, both Tyler and Mandy knew they wanted to have children and create an extended family. We both knew we wanted our own family so greatly, but didn't know what God had planned for us, said Mandy. Sadly, Mandy's Crohn's disease made the process quite difficult. Mandy tearfully recalled the long and arduous road of trying to get pregnant. We tried for years to get pregnant, but soon came to realize that it wasn't going to happen, nor would it be safe for my body to sustain the miracle of pregnancy due to my illness, she revealed. With the door closing to have children naturally, Tyler and Mandy turned to the possibility of adoption. They decided it was most likely the only way they would have a child, but knew the road to becoming adoptive parents was a long one. However, they refused to give up on their dream of having a family. Tyler and Mandy were convinced they were making the right decision when they saw several different notices for foster parents being needed. As they saw more commercials and local announcements, the couple decided they needed to give a child a second chance at life. For Mandy and Tyler, their faith played a huge role in their decision to become foster parents. They believed it was God's plan for them, so they took a leap of faith and joined the licensing program that would open the door to a foster child being allowed in their home. It took a few months to become licensed, and the paperwork and steps to certification were exhausting, but the end result was so worth it. Within a week of becoming licensed, Mandy and Tyler received word of a little baby boy named Hunter that needed a family. It almost seemed too perfect, but soon they would have a son to call their own. Immediately, the couple knew they needed to purchase supplies for their new baby. They quickly rushed out to the store and stocked up on everything they would need. Then they went to meet their new baby. We arrived at Children's Services, and there was Hunter, all bundled up in a receiving blanket, and he was being held by our caseworker. He was 8 days old and absolutely perfect. We fell in love with him instantly, Mandy revealed. One of the main concerns that Mandy and Tyler struggled with when deciding to become foster parents was the possibility of the child being taken away, such as in cases when the biological parent changes his or her mind. However, the moment Hunter entered their lives, they were willing to take the chance. Tyler and Mandy were not a couple that would back down easily. They wanted to keep Hunter, and the bond they shared with him was unbreakable. They would do whatever was in their power to adopt him officially and make their family permanent. The adoption process was much longer than either Mandy or Tyler anticipated. It would take time, love, and dedication over a period of 16 months to get to the finish line. There were hearings, meetings, and home visits that took place. Finally, on December 18, 2017, their final hearing was scheduled. Hunter was a beacon of hope and change in both Tyler and Mandy's lives. Despite Mandy's Crohn's disease and Tyler's suffering from PTSD, Hunter brought them so much joy and unified them as a family unit. They wanted it to be official, no more uncertainty. The day their final court date arrived, the family dressed up for the big event. They waited patiently in the courtroom, anxiously awaiting the judge's final verdict on their adoption. It was very emotional, in a good way, said Mandy later on. We had all our family and friends there. At the end of the court process, the judge announced Hunter's new legal name. At that moment, Hunter looked over at Tyler and yelled out to him, "Dad!" It was an emotional minute of pure love, and one the family will never forget. And with that, their family was complete. It was a long journey, but so worth it. Now they could move forward, leave the past behind them, and forge a wonderful new future.